Surprisingly, Apple suddenly announced a new Vision Pro. I was planning to summarize the information and make a video about it. But as I gathered information, I discovered a deep dilemma that Apple is facing. What was announced is a model equipped with the M5 chip, jumping from M2. At first glance, the specs seem to have definitely evolved. But was this really the right choice? Actually, using this first-generation Vision Pro, a certain question came to mind. This method of viewing the real world through cameras, this mechanism itself, might there be problems that specs alone cannot solve? Today I'll share information about the new model and this dilemma. The new Vision Pro, Apple's dilemma. First, let me explain the M5 chip that was equipped this time. The M5 is Apple's latest chip announced in October 2025. It was equipped in Vision Pro at the same time as MacBook Pro and iPad Pro. Graphics and AI processing have been particularly enhanced. By using the same M5 chip in Mac, iPad, and Vision Pro, the performance of the entire Apple product lineup has been boosted. So let's look at what specifically changed from M2 to M5. Let's start with chip performance. The CPU went from 8 cores to 10 cores. The GPU also became next-generation 10 cores, with significantly improved processing performance. It also supports hardware ray tracing and mesh shading. This should make light and shadow expressions more realistic and improve the gaming experience. In fact, new game titles have been released this time, and they seem to be designed to benefit from this ray tracing performance. For AI processing, system functions like persona generation and photo spatialization are up to 50% faster, and third-party apps are reportedly achieving up to 2x speedup. Memory processing speed has also improved by 53%, it seems. As for rendering performance, the pixel count has increased by about 10% compared to the first generation, and the refresh rate has improved from a maximum of 100 Hz to 120 Hz. In other words, Passthrough now supports 120 Hz. There are also benefits for Mac virtual displays and apps overall. Personally, what I'm most interested in with this update is this 120 Hz pass-through support. With the previous first generation, there was motion blur and ghosting when turning left and right. This was clearly problematic for long-term wear. With 120 Hz support, this ghosting may be reduced, movements may become smoother, and the user experience may improve. As for other improvements, a new dual knit band has been introduced, reportedly improving the fit. It's included by default with the new model and can be purchased separately for $99 to use with the M2 version. I'm already using a third-party head strap I bought from Amazon, and I'm reasonably satisfied with it, so I don't feel like buying the official one now. But it's more affordable than expected, so it might be worth it. For Apple, at least. Battery life has been extended by about 30 minutes to 2.5 hours for general use and 3 hours for video playback. Apple describes it as a high-performance battery, but it's not specified whether the battery itself has changed or if this is due to the M5 chip's power efficiency. Speaking of actual usage, with the first generation, there are times when it feels a bit heavy when launching apps, returning to the home screen, or browsing. Especially when recording the screen or displaying 3D models, it can feel heavy. The new model may improve these aspects. Since AI processing and overall system performance have improved, we can expect smoother 3D model display and app switching. So how should we view this announcement? The existing first generation is no longer available officially, so future purchases will be the new model. Rather than a simple power-up, it feels like a minor change. There are spec-wise evolutions like 120 Hz and game support. But honestly, it doesn't feel like such big news. Why? Because the truly important problems haven't been solved. The weight actually has a big problem. Looking at the official specs, the first generation's weight was listed as 600 green to 650 degrees. But the new model is 750 degree to 800. In other words, it seems to have gotten heavier by about 100 grau to 150 degrees. It's already heavy, and now it's getting even heavier. Apple hasn't mentioned this weight increase at all in their official announcement. Instead, they're prominently promoting how the new dual knit band has improved comfort, which seems like an attempt to distract from the weight increase. The reason for the weight increase is probably thermal management for the M5 chip or changes to the internal structure, but there's no official explanation. And not just the weight, but the fundamental problem of Vision Pro's limited use cases remains. There's no killer app that justifies the approximately $3,500 price tag, and in the end, the main uses I can think of are immersive videos, video watching, and extensions of Macwork. Recently, I've tried AR glasses like Inmo Air 3 and Ray-Ban Meta Display, and I've come to feel that the camera pass-through method itself has fundamental problems. Compared to see-through types, it's overwhelmingly harder to use in daily life. In the end, I've realized that see-through AR glasses that let you directly view the real world are more practical, even if they can do less. And actually, Apple itself might be aware of this problem. Recently, there were reports that Apple has stopped next-generation Vision Pro development and shifted to AR glasses. To compete with Meta's Ray-Ban Meta, they're reportedly accelerating development of AR glasses with displays. This new model might have been released as a compromise solution amid that strategic shift. Apple itself might be considering the challenges of this approach quite seriously. The price remains the same, with the new 256GB model at $3,499. Well, I'm glad the price didn't go up. If you're newly interested after this announcement, used units might be a good option. I recently noticed that used first-generation Vision Pros are selling for approximately $2,500. That's almost half the price of new, so if you're not particular about the latest specs, used first generation might be better value. At that price, I think it's worth it for the experience value. For me, who went overseas on release day to buy it, it's complicated feelings. The new model could be called a minor change focused on internal performance enhancements. Apple Store has already begun taking reservations for demo experiences of the new model, available from October 22nd. The demo is free, so if you're interested, I think you should try it. I'm also curious about how the motion blur has been improved with 120 Hz as pass-through, so I plan to experience it. Behind the bright news of the new model announcement, Apple's dilemma has become visible. How do you view this new model? The future of Vision Pro, and can we have expectations for Apple's next move? Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching until the end. See you in the next video.